Khamzat was supposed to fight Leon last year.
Yeah.
Got fucked up because of COVID. There was an issue with Leon getting COVID. He got, severe symptoms. I think he lost about 12 pounds, which works out to about maybe 5 or 6 kilos, which is huge. And then he's got to have to put that on and actually be able to go to work and work in the gym, which is difficult because currently the UK, I think their third major lockdown. Not allowed to go out for most things. Then it came into January. We were really excited for that. That was supposed to be the main event of the January 20th card, I believe. That got cancelled. Khamzat is pulled out because he's having issues because he also had COVID. His lungs have not recovered. And then Leon still wants to fight. However, no one's really coming up to the plate. So it's going to get rescheduled a third time per Dana, and they're most likely going to get set up maybe around February or March.
Yeah, my money was going to be on March.
It has not been scheduled yet, which is interesting because before it got scheduled right away, it's not been scheduled yet. So Dana really wants the fight. I would like to see the fight too. It's definitely a weird fight for rankings wise.
Yeah, because Leon Edwards has got to prove himself because he was unranked. He lost his ranking, and then he said, "Okay, I'll take Khamzat Chimaev."
He was kind of coerced.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He's kind of forced into it.
He was. Coerced is probably too gentle a word. He was kind of like blackmailed. He was like, "You'll get your ranking back if you take my boyfriend Khamzat Chimaev." So,
it's like Dana White's like is acting as if he's some kind of schoolgirl who's using his boyfriend to beat up the guys he doesn't like.
He's pimping Khamzat out. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what? Hats off. Khamzat, he was probably one of the biggest rising stars of 2020. So hopefully he continues on this hype train because we like him.
I like him a lot. And it's an interesting matchup because Khamzat, everyone talks about Khamzat as just so strong. And he's an absolute... I've watched him train. There's been a few training vlogs.
We've watched his montage of his knockouts, especially the infamous adjusting his mouthpiece before he gets in the rear naked shake.
Insane. Everyone says this guy is just so... He's so strong. He's only been doing this properly for 3 years or something like that. So I think he's very talented. He's obviously very physically gifted in terms of his athleticism. I just don't know how that's going to go with Leon. I think the wrestling could be an issue for Leon, but Leon's experience, his footwork, and just his striking ability. Leon's got very fluid striking. It's a very interesting matchup. I just don't know why it hasn't been set up yet.
Yeah.
Why hasn't it been scheduled in March?
Oh, I think that they're just sort of holding on to it because, it's happened this long, and then they got all these other things to deal with. Like we got all these fights coming up first. I feel like they want to get that stuff out of the way, then focus on, Khamzat versus Leon Edwards.